Hey, lady, how you doing?
Good. How about you?
Not bad, not bad. I'm at work, but that's okay. Uh, tomorrow's the big day, huh?
Yeah, got a lot going on. It's just I'm ready to get it over with at this point.
You're right. Yeah, yeah. Well, just remember, I mean, if something bad happens, there's always, you know what I mean. I'll get with your mom, you know what I mean, and we can get with I think there's a project called the Innocence Project. You know what I mean, that we can get in touch with. I know they do a lot of cases down in Georgia. I already kind of looked into it.
Okay.
So,
Yeah. Well, I
oh,
also know that they say I got a strong appeal, so.
right. Yeah. Well, I watched all the trials. And yeah, I don't see how that jury found you guilty with the malice. You know what I mean? There's no. I mean, yeah. But anyway, how have you been?
Other than being in
Right.
near isolation for almost 2 years, I'm all right.
Have they kept you in isolation? You've been like by yourself?
Yeah, I'm a high profile.
Oh my gosh, yes.
They have me. What? There's only one other high profile PC. We're in separate
Yeah.
cells. We're allowed to come out separately for like an hour and a half each day.
Oh my gosh, I'm
Other
so
than that,
sorry.
Other than that, it's been. That's why I say near isolation. So.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, yes. That alone. I spent 3 months in the hole one time. Not just recently, but like back in 2001 when I went to prison. I went to prison for 4 years back in 2001, and they kept me in the hole for 3 months, and it drove me nuts. I was like, man, I don't know how you guys do it. You know what I mean? For years at a time.
Yeah, no, like I have nothing to do. Like we have no TV back here. I can't have phone necessary. We can't even order radios. We have to pay on the tablet to use that
Oh
tablet.
man, I wish I'd have known that. I would have got you. Yeah, I would have. You know what I mean? You can't even order commissary.
I can order hygiene and clothes and like pins and
Oh my gosh. If I'd have known that, I would have sent you because I got an option on to set you up with a tablet subscription or something. It said. If I'd have known that, I would have did that.
Yeah, it's a gold pass thing or whatever.
Yeah.
We can use the tablet for free 15 minutes when we first get it out. Other than that, it's like $1 for every hour.
Yeah, well, I would have, you know what I mean? I was thinking that you could get commissary. That's why I sent you some money, you know what I mean, cash, thinking that you could get you some.
I can get clothes. I just can't get
Right on, yeah.
food.
Right, yeah, and that's what a person wants in there. How do they feed you in there? Is it junk? I bet it's garbage.
Well, the food, actually last night we had chicken, and chicken's the only good thing that they have here, but
Yeah.
the officers treat me pretty good actually.
Good deal, good deal. That's good.
Okay, so you've been in the system, obviously. You've dealt with
Yes.
so I have a question for you.
All right, what's up? I'll have an answer for you.
Do you think it's weird for a DA to offer a plea deal after he already won?
To offer you a plea after you already won.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that is very weird. If you accept a plea deal, you're giving up your right to an appeal.
Thank you. See, that's where
Yes.
my mind went to, and I'm thinking that after whatever juror, I think I know it was the 4-person, did an interview with WTOC, that's when the plea deal came afterwards. I'm guessing whatever.
Well, I'm telling you, what did she say?
She was talking about the deliberation, how they were trying to figure out how it was innocent, how certain things were worded that made it very hard to give an innocent verdict, all types of stuff. That originally it was.
Yeah, you got to go. Well, I'm gonna tell you right now. I watched the entire. I mean, not to interrupt you. I'm sorry. I watched the entire thing. I mean, I spent hours on YouTube watching your entire. You know what I mean? And there is no. You've got definitely a good appeal. I mean, there is no way they should have found you. I mean, definitely alone. I mean, the whole. I don't. I mean, I ain't gonna say appeal on all of them. I don't want to get your hopes up. But that malice charge, there is no way that jury should have came back with a guilty verdict on malice. Malice, you got to prove first off that there was a murder.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? And they couldn't, and they never even proved. Yes, they didn't even prove that. Never, not once. So I thought. That's why I even told your mom. I was like, well, you know what I mean? As soon as the verdict's back, and she was like, the verdict's already. I was like, oh my gosh, how did you know what I mean? There's no way. So that's definitely going to get beat. But when I say that,
my attorney said that it was probably going to be the first 3 charges will at least definitely be overturned. He said the 4th is a possibility and the 5th is a possibility.
All right. Well, like I said, don't get your hopes up. And I'm sure he's told you, and I'm sure you know, it takes time. I mean, it's not going to be, you know what I mean, you go do another year and you're done. I mean, it does take time. I mean, unfortunately.
Yeah, he said that it'd be
Okay.
at least, he said it'd be at least 9 to 12 months for it to be,
Okay.
the appeal to be heard. He said at
Yeah.
most a year and a half. He said, so,
Okay.
he said, be prepared to do another year and a half. I was like, okay.
All right. All right. Yeah, I just didn't want you to have, you know what I mean, because you know what I mean, you're young and everybody likes to think that the system's, you know, not broken, but the system is broken, man. And to be honest with you, I've known a few people that were innocent, and the system's even broker for innocent people. You know what I mean? I hate to say it, and I'm not trying to be a bearer of bad news. I just want you to, you know what I mean, to know, you know what I mean, it's still a long haul.
Oh, yeah, I know it is. I'm just ready for this
All right.
part to start. But like I said, I found that very odd that he would make a...
Yes, that is very odd, and he did it because then you're giving up your right to an appeal.
Which
and don't do it. Don't accept it.
I'm not.
Don't.
I'm not.
I mean,
because like
not
all
unless
he's
he's
offering,
not.
all he's offering.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Not unless
with.
he's offering you something sweet. He's offering you what?
30 with parole. But here's the thing: with my charges in the state of Georgia, I would be eligible, yes, but I would never be granted it.
Hang on. He offered you what?
30 with parole. That's 30 is life.
30. Oh, 30. Yeah. 30, okay, so 30. So you're still getting life with the possibility of parole. Yeah. No way.
I wouldn't even get
no
the parole
way.
to begin with if I pleaded guilty to those charges.
Yeah, no, then you're dependent on the parole. No, you've got an excellent appeal case, man. I mean, and I wouldn't say that if it wasn't so. I'm not, you know what I mean? I would be perfectly blunt with you. I watched the entire trial, and there is no way.
This is not. I even did research, and I was like, well, on Law Library, it says that for my situation, it would be, in legal terms, the verdict is against the weight of the evidence.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They never even proved. First off, the malice one definitely is getting overturned because, like I said, they never even proved there was a murder.
So that means,
you know what I mean?
Since they never proved that, then there's 1, 2, and 3 should be gone out the window.
I can't remember all the situation, but I know the malice one. There's no way. I even told my buddy, you know what I mean, because I kind of missed it, you know what I mean, because I was kind of like stressed out for you. So I told one of my buddies about it, and I was like, well, on a good note, they're not going to get her for malice, you know what I mean?
They have me for malice and then felony first degree and felony second degree. But since they didn't,
and how did they? And they never even proved there was a murder. I mean,
so
if they wanted to get you for
exactly, so how could those first 3 charges be?
They're going to have to be overturned. I mean, if you take that before the Supreme Court, they're going to have to overturn that.
And then when it comes to the 4th charge, here's the thing: they never proved the time. So if y'all didn't prove a time, and Daniel claimed that he saw my kid after that time, how can y'all say for a fact, without reasonable doubt, that what the state said is how it happened?
You can't. You got shafted. I mean, I'm not. You know what I mean?
They railroaded me.
Yes, they did. I agree. I agree. Like I said, I watched the whole thing. I agree, 100%.
Yeah, and I was even telling my attorneys, I was like, do you know how many days I was awake that week? I said, I don't even think I lied to them. I think I was just getting a whole bunch of days mixed up that week, and it was just really confusing.
Yeah.
I was like, when you get high, and I was like, I asked them, I said, did you ever do drugs? They said, no. I said, I was on stimulants. Like, it kept me awake for days.
Yeah. Right.
I said, all days when you're awake like that start to kind of roll into one.
Time just runs together. Yeah. I get it. Yeah.
You know, I was like, I was on weed, whatever the hell else. I don't think.
Right, anything you could find. Right, yeah, and that's a shame too.
It is.
Yeah.
But that was the case at the time. So I was like, I don't think I lied to them. I think I was getting confused and then twisted, and they just played on that.
Yeah. Yeah, they did. I mean, you got shafted. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it was.
But I'm glad you're keeping your head about you. I was worried about you at first. You know what I mean? Being stuck in your head and, you know what I mean, thinking silly thoughts.
I do get stuck in my head, and then I try to pull myself out of it because, I mean, like, control that, but I can control myself. So
exactly, yes.
I'm going to get a new appeal attorney, and I have a feeling, God be willing, that when this appeal comes, I might only have to do another year or 2 afterwards in order for the false statement charges.
Yeah, the false statement charges, and wasn't there a couple others too that, you know what I mean? And
they were all false
worst
statements.
Case,
there were 14 false statements.
Yeah. Okay.
And a lot of that
was there disposing of a body or something too? Was that one of them?
It was concealing the death of another. That's the one that I said that they said that I did this
that
at
might
such time.
Yeah, that might fit. Yeah.
Well, I don't think
that
it
could be.
will.
And in my opinion, the false testimonies and that one right there are the only ones that they really got against you. The state even halfway proved. You know what I mean? And they didn't even prove it. But that's the only thing. Any logical jury. That's the only ones that any logical jury, if they went in there with the, you know what I mean, with the proper mindset and everything else, that's the only one they could have found you guilty on.
Yeah, and that's what
Seriously.
got me though, because even then, there's no time of death, and there was conflicting evidence about him being seen at 3 a.m. and 6 a.m. They said it was 1 a.m. So if that's the case, if it happened at 1 a.m., why would somebody say they saw him at 3 and at 6?
Right. Yeah. That's. Well, I mean, but the bottom line is they did prove that the body was disposed of. You know what I mean? And they kind of proved that it was your car there and they never proved that it was that dumpster that, you know what I mean? That dumpster that was, you know what I mean, where the baby.
Because my attorney said that they didn't cut off the landfill until 2 days after the report.
Right. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So there's all kinds of reasonable doubt there, and that's what the jury just didn't keep in mind was the reasonable doubt.
Exactly. And
you know what I mean? They did not.
He said there was so much reasonable doubt and conflicting evidence when it came to Daniel that those first 4 charges it should not have been.
I thought your attorney did a great job. I really did. I mean, he was short and sweet with all the, you know what I mean? And yeah, I thought he did a great job. I just knew. I mean, if I was on that jury, all biasness aside, but you know what I mean, aside, I would have went with not guilty. I mean, there's no, you know what I mean? Yeah. They did not prove nothing.
Yeah, there's reasonable doubt for like all of it. So like
all of it, except for the false, you know what I mean? Maybe the conflicting stories that you gave, which whatever, you know what I mean? So go do your little year or two for that, whatever, you know what I mean?
Right. And the thing is that some of those wasn't even conflicting. I just withheld what drugs I was on for as long as I could.
Right. Yeah.
Because I have a Fifth Amendment right not to incriminate myself. You think I'm gonna sit there and tell the FBI, well, I went up the road, grabbed some.
Right. Yeah. And that's all. Yeah. But bottom line is, you did lie to him, and so what? Okay, so you got me on that, whatever. But yeah, I mean, now my question is, and what I don't know is, when you appeal it, do you have to take it before a jury again, or can you take it before a judge? And if you do have the option,
I think I can choose.
Yeah. So see, what option do you go with?
And that's what I'm not sure about, because I mean, if I went in front of the judge would have to admit that she did something wrong.
Well, I think it would go in front of a whole different judge. I don't think it would go in front of the same judge. I think if you appeal it, I think it goes. I don't know.
An appellate
or
judge?
Does it? Yeah, an appellate judge, or do you take it all the way to the Supreme Court? I don't know how that. You know what I mean? Maybe Supreme Court's after you appeal, and then you take it to the Supreme Court. You know what I mean? I don't. I'm not real clear on all that.
I'm not sure on it either, but I think I'll get those answers when I get my appellant attorney. And my attorney
so your same attorney. That's what I have to say. Your same attorney can appeal it.
He could, but most of the attorneys don't do their own appeals because another attorney might see where that attorney went wrong.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Now, hey, was that a court-appointed attorney or was that a paid attorney?
Okay, so that's like an in between. He's not a public defender, but he had.
Okay, so he has some pro bono
remaining.
Yeah.
No. Okay, gotcha. Because he did a really good job.
Yeah, but he had a contract with the state which allowed him to be appointed.
Yeah. Okay. Well, hey, it's fixing to cut us off. Thank you so much for calling, and you're in my prayers. Keep your head up, and as soon as you get a chance, get your Bible and get your nose in that Bible. It's life-changing.
I'm holding my Bible right now.
It is so life-changing, Leilani. I don't know if you remember, I was a non-believer. I was a pagan. I am now a Christian, and my life is so much full of joy and peace, and I'm free of drugs finally and alcohol and everything.
Yeah,
I love you, kid.
Love you too.
Awesome. I love you, and thank you for calling, and I'm praying for you, and if you get a chance, call me again anytime.
All right, I will.
Okay, and keep my number, and let me know where you end up.
I got you.
All right, and if nothing else, if you don't read my number, let your mom.
Seconds remaining.
Yeah, no, I got you. I got the number written in my Bible, and I can take the Bible with me.
All right, cool beans. I was going to say this, because if not, make sure your mom knows I know where you're at.
All right,
as soon as you hit a yard, I'll make sure. All right, I love you. Bye.
Love you. Bye.
Bye. Oh.
Don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss the next one.